Hey everyone, it's Ray, and welcome back to my playthrough of Final Fantasy XIV Dawntrail. We're back in the saddle, so to speak, as we have just gotten our next thing after defeating Valley Garmanda. I forgot the keystones for a second, but anyway, we're back in business, and now let's talk to Arendelle. Promise of peace. I think it's time we return to Tuliyoyal. After scaling Tural's tallest mountain and battling a legendary beast to the death, even dauntless heroes like you could probably use a rest. In any case, there are preparations to be made before we can visit the next destination laid out in the saga. Respite would be most welcome. I believe I hear 4 cabins calling our names. Bye! God, you are huge. Like, seriously. You are fucking huge, dude. Alright, so... back to Tuliyoyal. And, of course, to the forward cabin. I'm not going to be summoned by the Dawn Servant again, am I? Rest well, everyone. We can meet back here later on. I have a small errand to run in the city, so I'll leave you to recover. Will you be heading to the palace, Wuklamat? Wuklamat, did you hear me? Off in her own little world, it seems. Well, no matter. I'll be back soon enough. An attendant is standing by to unlock your cabin. Please enjoy your stay. That's why Let's go ahead and run our way down. And here's our cabin attendant. Oh hey, we have the same haircut. Welcome back, Master Lukai. Your cabin is just as you left it, minus a light layer of dust. Always cloudy when I'm here. Can it brighten up a little? Who is it this time? Oh.
You have a moment?
Of course.
There's something I wanted to talk to you about.
Ahead?
So,
What the hell is wrong with you, girl?
It's just too stuffy in here, that's what. We should go outside. Aye, a nice walk in the fresh air. That's what we need.
I just got here, woman! Okay, Jesus. Alright, Wuklamat. Sorry to drag you away from your nice comfortable cabin, but I could feel the walls closing in. Oh, I know. I'll take you to one of my favorite places in Tuliyoyal. That should help me get my thoughts in order. We'll go to the Resplendent Quarter and make our way up from there. Okay. Good lord. I wonder what's on her mind. But, we'll just have to wait and see to find out. Wait. There we go, our splendid quarter. Yeshua, what are you doing up and about? Is your back feeling better? Much healed now, so don't make a fuss. Besides, I can't be lounging in bed all day when you're out fighting your hardest to win the throne. You'll acclaim it with the greatest love for peace. I love this nation of ours, and lending you my sport is the least I can do. When I see you smile like that, how can I not be encouraged? Ho ho ho, there's plenty more who believe in your cause. I can recruit a whole battalion of smiling faces if you think it'll help. Yours alone is more than enough. Thank you, Peshua. Thank you, Third Promise. I pray for your success in the contest. All the smiling faces. Hello. Sorry, Rei'tan. I'm getting distracted. Just with the progress we've made in the contest, even these everyday encounters feel that much more special. Do you think we could take our time, maybe wander around a little bit first? Then we can head to a spot that I was thinking of.
This is much better. I used to come here all the time when I was little. Would look out over the whole city, and whatever worries I had would seem so small. Do you remember what I said at the top of Warkor Zormor? That I would fight to preserve Papa's peaceful Tural?
It was just a little bit ago, of course.
Well, I've been thinking a lot since then. About what peace really means. If it's just the absence of war. And it brought to mind all the best parts of our journey so far. I realized nothing gives me greater joy than the happiness of others. Life has its ups and downs, but the company of family and friends and the music of their laughter is what makes it worth living. And as silly as it might sound, I've come to believe that those smiling faces are the best measure of peace.
That's the sort of thing I'd expect you to say.
Really? I feel proud somehow. It's an answer I arrived at by trying to be true to myself. That you think I succeeded, it means a lot. So, this is my plan. When I become Dawn Servant, I'll build on Papa's peace. Our people will live together in happiness. It's just like Kryl said. By taking the time to hear their concerns, understand their feelings, and consider how best to serve, with each passing day, I'll be that much closer to becoming the leader I want to be. It's hard for me to say how much I've changed since the contest began. But there's one thing I can say with confidence. I wouldn't have come this far without you as allies. If it wasn't for you all listening and feeling and thinking along with me, I would have never learned so much, and in so short a time. There are 2 keystones left. After everything that's happened, and imagining what could happen, are you still willing to walk this path with me?
Of course.
Thank the gods for that. Well, I've nothing else to get off my chest. I need to head to the palace, but I'll see you back at the cabins.
And here we are, back again. Sleepy Hrothgar. Sleepy Hrothgar. Well, I guess that was a nice sleep. New day out? Alright. Let's do this. Alrighty. Speak with Alfie. I should have played as a dancer. Meet Peloton. There you are, Alfie. How are you, boy? You look to be in good spirits. I assume your leisure time was well spent? I was glad to snatch some quality sleep myself. After all, it will soon be back to the road for us. Peaceful intentions. Next checkpoint. The leap to Yaktel. I'm sure the others will be along shortly. I do hope everyone has rested well. Now that we've refreshed ourselves somewhat, let us consider all claimants as they currently stand. Durrell, Jah, and Kona have completed every feat thus far, holding 5 keystones apiece. Uklamat would be equaled with them, but Bakuljah's thievery, which has left us one short. Even Braggart didn't so much as lift a finger for the feat of proof and wreaked havoc on the feat of ice. He can't have more than 3 keystones at most. May still think he can simply steal what he needs to win, but he's sorely mistaken. I will be taking back what's mine, this I swear. Here the reclaiming your keystone may not be enough, that is. Bakuljah's unleashing of Valigarmanda is any indication. Using his lead, I anticipate he will move to obtain the remaining keystones before disrupting his rival's attempts. We may all find ourselves being forced to take from one another. I'd say I'd be comfortable with that. But neither will I surrender my claim to the throne so easily. If it's for the sake of preserving the happiness of my people, I'll do what I must. The last two keystones we require are those of the Lay of Repast and the Lay of the Brotherhood. The former depicts the cessation of hostilities between the Mamulja and Zabral in the forest of Yok Tural, specifically near a village called Ixbrak. That's where I was born, if you recall. I haven't been there since Papa took me in since when I was a baby. Where the Lay of the Brotherhood takes place, however, is unclear. In the saga it says that a foreign explorer came seeking an audience with the Dawn Servant, but little more than that. Eorzea has a similar tale. The explorer Kettenram befriended a two-headed king known as the Autarch before commencing his travels across Tural. He returned here several times afterwards, but was ultimately lost at sea. At least that's the commonly held belief. Your two-headed king certainly sounds like Papa, so this Kettenram fellow must have come to Tuliolal. But if he indeed arrived some 80 years ago, the capital may not have been built yet. Vestiges of Yalkhui architecture notwithstanding. Wait, you said Autarch, did you? When Kettenram must have met the Dawn Servant in Mamuk. Mamuk, is that a city? One of the grandest in Tural, once upon a time, and the seat of the Mamulja's homeland too. It lies in Yok Tural, not far from Ixbrak. All things considered, Yok Tural seems the obvious choice for our next destination. From here, the safest method of travel is by dirigible. We should make for the landing once our preparations are complete. For riding in one of Kona's balloons? They can't be any worse than ships, can they? Oh boy. Alrighty, so we're going to the dirigible area finally. So, here we go. More Hrothgar. Next flight to Yok Tural will be leaving shortly. Passengers are asked to keep their hands, legs, and luggage inside the dirigible at all times. Are we sure that thing will stay in the air all the way to Yok Tural? Poor thing. Are you ready? Bags packed and, goodbye said? There's no going back once we lift off. Not that I'm nervous or anything, I'm just making sure that you're not nervous. Come on. Oh, who am I kidding? My knees won't stop shaking. Hey, will you hold my hand? Just until I've settled my nerves. Of course. You're the nicest person I've ever met, Rei'tan. I'll try not to crush your hand. Please don't, it's my sword hand. There she is, third promise. Just wait a moment. Oh, it's Mablu. Mablu and Tobli, of course, of course. I'll wait as long as you need. Sorry to delay, but we were able to discover the origins of Kryle's earring. Is that so? You said before it gained popularity in Yok Tural as a protective ward for travelers, correct? That's right, we tracked down the elderly merchant whose first sales are attributed. According to him, the design imitates an accessory worn by a foreign mage he met in the market some 20 years ago. Little did he know that charming taste of salt would prove to be a commercial triumph. Foreign mage wearing this earring could only be grandfather. Did the merchant happen to mention which market? On in Yok Tural, to where it seems you are already bound. But look, and I shall seek my next clue once we arrive. Mere coincidence that it brought my grandfather there, or another discovery to look forward to. Thank you both for coming all this way. Anything for the third promise. Good luck with the rest of the rite. Thanks, I won't let you down. Just gotta board this dirigible and I'm good as there. Last call for passengers to Yok Tural. I really hope she wins. Yok Tural will test her mettle without a doubt. Next servant must be willing to bear the full weight of this nation's history, no matter how heavy it may be. Oh, really? Ooh.
The fierce Chebral hunters who laid claim to this land call it the Azure Forest, Yok Tural.
Oh, this place is beautiful.
Battered by meteors in ancient times and colored mesmerizing shades of blue and green by nature, it is easy to understand why the place is so named.
Wow.
It is here, where the Chebral and Mamulja once battled for dominance, that the right of succession would reach its climax.
Yok Tural. Very foggy today, but I'm looking forward to exploring this place. You do not do good with vehicles.
Are you alright?
I've never been good with heights.
Never been good with heights, you've never been good with boats.
The vegetation is far denser than in Kozumautka.
I suggest you pay more attention to the ground, unless you want to walk straight into a cenote.
A cenote?
Sinkholes filled with rain and groundwater. Many meteors fell here long ago, it is said, and after they struck the earth, it became susceptible to erosion. Deep as some of the pits are, you'll not climb out in a hurry should you take a tumble. So, don't take a tumble.
It was one time.
Is the Chebral community depicted in the Lay of Repast close by?
Aye. We need but follow the path a short way west.
Right. I can't stand here with my knees knocking forever. Let's get going.
Nice. Can't wait to see the Hrothgar home here in this area. I'm really looking forward to it. And again, I just love Hrothgars in general. They're so wonderful. Would it kill Aaronville to give me the benefit of the doubt? Or the benefit of a second chance? With thicker vegetation comes reduced visibility. I advise you keep someone in sight at all times. They say as they disappear because game mechanics. Ooh, this is a dense jungle. I don't... Utomu Horizon. Yakawak Soli. Oh, I am loving the environments of this place. Oh, look at you! You're adorable. I'm gonna smack you. Seriously? Oh, I'm going to be collecting a bunch of junk, aren't I? Necrosis? I don't want to fight you. Good, everyone's accounted for. Ixbrock is up ahead. Let us be on our way. The map looks like so far. Okay. This is a very pretty place. Ooh. I see you guys there, but I see an aetheryte that needs to be accessed. So, pardon me. Get over here, you. Aetheryte? Okay, let me see if anything is better than what I've got now. No, nothing's good right now, so I'm still good with what I got so far. I've fallen into a high tide harbor enough times to be a professional diver. There's no way I'd fall into something like this on accident. Just so you know, I shall be very cross if you push me. Okay, Alpha no. Anvil was not exaggerating about the cenotes. It would be a grueling ordeal to climb out of one. Well, thankfully we made it here without incident. Let's not dally any longer. Alright. 663. Is this better than what I got right now? Not yet. Not a bad looking gunblade, but it's a little busy for my taste. Village of the Hunt. Ready to head on in? Our first task should be finding the Elector. Hopefully our relative tardiness will not reflect poorly on us. The third promise in her retinue, I presume? I presume, right? I seek the Dawn Servant's Elector. Then come and join us at the Garden of the Stars at the village center. Everyone is waiting for you. Everyone? Who might that be? There's but one way to find out. Come, let us follow him. Oh, everyone.
At last, we are graced by the presence of the third promise.
If I'd known we'd be waiting on your mangy hide, I wouldn't have bothered with a Ligarmanda in the first place.
You self-serving piece of weaver dung! Do you have any idea how many could have been hurt?
Now that we are assembled, let us begin. My name is Hunmuruk. As Ibrash Rash, I have the honor of serving as Elector on behalf of my people. As all four claimants must be present for this feat, we have eagerly awaited your arrival. Third promise. If you would please join us.
Hello.
Thus far, you have faced each other as rivals. The feat of repast, however, will test your cooperation. You must complete this challenge in teams of 2.
Oh god. Why? Why?
What? You expect us to work with one of these weaklings?
Be warned. Only the triumphant team will receive keystones. I advise you to cooperate with your partner. Teams will be decided by lots. Those who draw the same color will be paired accordingly.
Twelve forbid Wuklamat is paired with Bakul Jaja. After all he's put her through, I wouldn't blame her if she did something rash. I might even help.
To be honest, I'm right there with you.
Claimants, please present your colors. I have red. Blue. On separate teams, then. And the rest?
Red. Which means...
Together again, as fate would have it.
Victory's as good as ours.
With our claimants thus paired, so too is their opposition.
Not the one-head.
Listen well, for the trial that awaits you is as follows. Each team is to prepare a sample of traditional Shebrol cuisine. Shibruk Pibil.
And now we must cook. Another ludicrous feat.
So it might seem, but there's bound to be deeper meaning to it.
Agreed. Given that the very future of our nation is at stake, all parts of this rite must have significance.
Well, if it's food related, at least I'll be happily fed.
Our promises have grown rather promising, wouldn't you say? Indeed. If I were to guess at the significance of the feat, few things reflect the history and development of a culture so clearly as its culinary traditions.
The variety of stewed dishes in Garlean cuisine bespeaks their agricultural roots and cold climes, true.
The peoples we've met on our journey, they've all had different practices involving food and drink. The Hanu replenish their magical energies with reeds, while the Pelu have turned their fondness of beverages into a living. So basically, to know a people's cuisine is to know something of their ways.
With each feat, we have deepened our familiarity with a given community's history and culture. Is this what Father intended for us all along? But a leader with his vision must see that the past doesn't hold the answers we need. It is through embracing innovation, not adhering to tradition, that we will usher Tuli Yolal onto a more prosperous future. The rules are simple. The first team to prepare and partake of satisfactory Shibruk Bivir will be deemed victorious. You will be judged by your sample's taste and appearance, as well as your adherence to appropriate cooking techniques. Kitchens have been made available for your use. Note that you may be asked to retry should your dish fail to pass muster. Let the feat of repast begin.
I've never actually heard of Shibruk Bibil before. What's it like, I wonder?
Never heard of it before, but hey, I'll give it a try. Right, it's got nothing too dangerous in it. Oh no. How fortunate that our feat's unique stipulations have frustrated Bakul Jaja's attempt to delay us. Serves him right. That's what he gets for endangering my people with his schemes. Why doesn't he just compete fairly? He's plenty strong and obviously has a mind for strategy, twisted though it may be. Never understand him. Putting aside our competition for the moment, allow me to express how glad I am for the opportunity to work together. As I see it, our team possesses a distinct advantage. Of course we do. The team I'm on is bound to succeed. Precisely. You mean we have advantage in numbers, yes? Our competition has a team of 6, like the two claimants, the Jil and Bakul Jad. Our competition has a team of 6. 2 claimants, Salil Jah and Bakul Jaja's lackeys. Whereas we're a team of 9, that's 3 more people we can mobilize. The task suitably delegated, it would be a brisk fare to learn the recipe and assemble the necessary ingredients. Too easy. We mustn't be overconfident, lest we make a careless mistake that could be easily avoided. Our first order of business should be determining the recipe for Shibruk Bibil, which we can hardly gather ingredients for a dish we know nothing about. Given the nature of this feast, asking for answers directly may prove less effective than simply observing the daily habits of the Zebral people. Let's gather here once we've seen what clues this village has to offer. Yoki. Plenty to explore about. Let's see. Here, so many Hrothgar. Okay, just checking in how the Hrothgar town is doing. Will we go Guardian? We ought to cut our losses and head to Mamuk. This feat is nothing but a fool's errand. You're the fool if you think he won't tan our hides for leather if we dare to return without keystones. Besides, we've taken from the house cat before. How difficult could a second time? Salt liquor. Oh. Hello there. Don't mind me, just enjoying the view. Look, I'm gay. I can't help it. This is a town full of Hrothgars. I feel right at home. Fastidious fellow. The recipe for Shibruk Bibil? I can tell you, friend, the dish is so delicious it's meant to be shared, unless we are forbidden from divulging anything. Orders from Hunuruk himself. Mentioning of it is giving me a fierce craving. I only hope there's silly brook to be had at the market. Aha! You? Colorful spices. This one's called achiote. Oh, I know about that one. We mostly use it to be a color to our most popular cuisine. Its medicinal benefits are significant as well. The machiote, that stuff dyes things a deep red. So yeah, I live in a southwestern town, so this is making me feel really at home for some reason. Like, even more so than usual. Like, holy shit. I think I found a new home. Bright banana peel. Usually colored banana peel. Oh no, it appears I've dropped my jewel. I mean, Jatika banana peel. I could barely see it from all the steam issuing from my underground oven. Ah, there's nothing like enjoying a tasty banana while you use the leaves in your cooking. Ah, so it's wrapped in banana leaves. Well, I have no idea what the meat is, but assume it's some kind of meat. Okie dokie. Where is everyone? God, this place is dense. Alright, let's destinate. Sorry, I'm back. Did we discover about Zebruk Bibil? True to your prediction, the villagers were forbidden for educating us directly. However, many were still preparing it as one might a staple dish, and observation of their techniques yields clues enough. The lady blending local herbs and spices was all too happy to describe the ones I didn't recognize, while neither confirming nor denying any relationship to Zebruk Bibil. But one in particular she attributed to all common Zebral dishes, achiote she called it. See, then if Zebruk Bibil is indeed dishes ubiquitous as Elfno claims, then we have confirmed our first ingredient. Meanwhile, I did observe a cook burying bundles wrapped of leaf of Najul or banana in certain localities, but seems use of subterranean ovens is commonplace. I saw the same. I think we all know what's inside those bundles, then don't you? Without a doubt. As would be expected of a dish called Zebruk Bibil, indeed. To summarize, this dish is one of Ibruk, flavoring with a combination of spices that includes achiote, steamed underground within the jewel or banana leaves. Given our assumptions are correct, we must now learn where and how to procure our ingredients. Staple cuisine, its ingredients should be close at hand, so I think and I scouted the surrounding forest while you were all exploring the village. Between the local vegetation and wild Ibruk, we should have everything we need regardless to meat spices. Leave it to a master gleaner. With that, we should next divvy up our tasks. While some gather ingredients, the others should make ready the kitchen. I can help prepare the kitchen. We may need to assist as well. Our ovens will doubtless require firewood, and I have some experience in its gathering. You always like to bring that up, Alfie. I too should be glad to volunteer mine aid. And the rest of us will gather ingredients. I can make quick work of the spices and herbs myself. I'm happy to lead someone to a suitable brook if they will perform the required requisite deed. Alize? As for the Najul leaves, I believe I am capable of acquiring that much on my own. Be warned, you won't find Najul in these parts. They only grow in Jatika Heartland forests far below these. An excursion may be time-consuming. Perhaps we ought to try bartering first. This feast encourages our communication with the locals, after all. Namati, Rei'tan, if you would accompany me on my errand? No better way to whet my appetite. Good, then let us be about our tasks then. God, there are so many people here. Holy shit. Come on, let's get aboard. Let's go and get those Najulis. The sooner we do, the sooner we can eat. Oh, we finally have our first armor I can try on. Ooh. Oh, and it's got 2 dice slots, I forgot. Kinda clashes with my bandana. Oh god, that looks horrifying. Wish I could put this on, but it's for my Dragoon. I think while we're in town, let's dress as the locals. I'm using this weapon because I really like it. Actually, let me switch to vacation and change glamour plateling. There we go. Let's look like the locals. A history of violence. Let's see if there are the jewel leaves to be had in town. Perhaps the cook Oriange mentioned might be persuaded to spare us a few. Alright, I'm going somewhere. I'm just cutting around through everything. So let us head over to this cheerful cook. Oh, hello, Gun. Did you need something? Julies for purposes other than Jibruk Pibil, naturally. Unfortunately, I've just used up my last. You'll have to travel to the lower forest for more. The Manjik Grove is the source of the finest Najulis you'll find. Wild variants you sometimes see in city markets can't compare. I see. I'd hoped to avoid such a lengthy adventure, but there's no other way to obtain our ingredient than to Shatika Heartland we shall go. Allow me to save you the trip. Traveling there requires that you go through Ianbeck Traverse, but it has caved in due to the recent storm, I expect. What? But that means we can't get our Najul leaves. But we can, can't we? If there were no other way of procuring them, you wouldn't have suspended this feat, or altered its objective. Perhaps. Anyway, I apologize for the interruption, but I have overheard your conversation. I felt compelled to chime in. Well, that's very kind of you. Any last-minute advice you're willing to share? Only to undertake the feat of repast with an empty stomach. We find Zibruk Pibil to be delicious but daunting dish to finish. I can't wait. Still, if there are no leaves here, and we can't travel for more, how are we supposed to gather all our ingredients? These feats are meant to deepen our understanding of this people and the creatures of Tuliolal. cultures of Tulialal. So perhaps there's something about Zebruk Pibil that we've yet to learn, something of significance other than its recipe or ingredients. Oh, I see, like who was the first to make it, its history, that sort of thing. If it's Yok Turil's history you're interested, you should start with the old war. Between the Zibral and the Mulja, right? These forests have borne witness to centuries of warfare, the evidence of which remains a scar upon the earth. To know the end of that bloodshed is to know Zebruk Pibil. Huh, what does Team Zebruk have to do with bloodshed? Precisely the question we must answer. Vexing though such a detour may seem, I can think of no other way to approach this feat. In that case, you may wish to visit the site of a settlement ruined by the war, the village of Yon Ash. It lies a short distance to the east. Alright. Okay, I just realized my glamour was completely messed up during that cutscene, so... Reassign... change glamour plate. There we go. For some reason it was all wrong. There we go. Now I look the part. So, let's go ahead and get a move on. Oh. This place is a bit of a maze. But we shall continue on. And see where it leads us. Do not like that enemy type. No, I am not fighting you. Get away from me. Oh, thank God. The village of Ion Aso must be further east. Let's continue with haste. For all we know, our competitors may be on our heels. Alright. God, this really is a dense jungle. Ooh, another sinkhole. Stop following me! Let's keep moving, let's keep moving. Excuse me, something in my throat. Oh! And I leveled up. Enhanced continuation? Oh boy. Here we go. So this is the village of Yon Aso, or what's left of it. It was a place of light and life. My great-grandfather called it home, in fact. Wow, you just keep popping up everywhere, Wook. Didn't even know you were in Yok Tural. I was picking up lumber from Ixbrak when I heard the Third Promise was on her way to the site of deep historical significance. I immediately saw another opportunity to be of service, and so followed you here. Ukeba is a shipwright who came to our aid during the feat of reeds. Pleasure, you're a member of the Third Province's retinue, I presume? For a moment, I suppose. My name is Kona. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Kona, now that's a good name. Familiar name. Where have I heard? Kona hasn't the second promise of Tuliolal? To think I addressed the Dawnservant's own son as some common retainer. Such disrespect cannot be excused. Please take your gun and... Oh no, come on, not this again. I take no offense, so please do not dwell on it. Alright then, I shan't dwell on it. And right on cue. At least he's consistent? What a weirdo. I understand you wish to learn about Zibruk Pibil. I am forbidden by the Zibrak Raks to divulge any information regarding its preparation. Would be happy to share what I know of Yok Turil's history. You'd appreciate that. In the most basic sense, the conflict between the Zibral and Mamulja was one of land. The Mamulja live in the lower forest, where the thick canopy obscures the sun and the soil is unforgiving the crops. This drove them to covet the upper forest, the home of the Zibral, and they launched a determined campaign to seize it for themselves. The advantage ever favors the higher ground, and the Zibral forces held the upper hand against the invaders, rebuffing them time and again. As the state of the village would attest, the tide eventually turned. What brought it about? Something you all knew too well. Blessed siblings. You must understand, the Mamulja were once a people as much at war with themselves as they were with others. The Hobigo, Bunewa, and Dopro each sought to assert dominance over the others. They even engaged the Zibral in battle. In an effort to strengthen bonds and discourage infighting, Hobigo and Bunewa leaders arranged a marriage between their children. However, this political measure altered the course of history in a way no one could have ever imagined. It was long believed that partners of differing clans could not have children together. But when it happened, a child arrived who shared the blood of Hobigo and Bunewa both, two-headed Mamulja. Plus, with tremendous physical strength and magical prowess, he grew into a mighty warrior before eventually rising as the first autarch, ruler of all three clans. Such qualities would dispose anyone to leadership, character notwithstanding. Under the autarch's rule, the newly united Mamulja became a force to be feared. The war soon came to a head. I think it best if you see the results firsthand. Let's visit another battlefield for that time. There I shall continue the tale. Alright. Moving forward. Yortumu Horizon. Ooh. Orbit. The Zorbreet Cinderfield. What happened here? The 12.
This is where most battles were fought between the Zibral and Mamulja, the Zorbreet Cinderfield.
A field of cinders, indeed. How fierce their clashes must have been.
The war over these lands began after the Yokui's departure some 500 years ago. And for 4 centuries thereafter, the two enemies repaid violence with violence. A constant stream of minor skirmishes, punctuated by massive slaughter.
Until Father ended their endless conflict 80 years ago.
Accompanied by a retinue of only 6, the Dawn Servant opposed both armies and brought the fighting to a standstill.
First they sealed Valley Armanda at full strength, and now this.
It was during this armistice that both sides gathered for negotiations at the Dawn Servant's behest.
Oh. Getting an echo.
For too long, you have been bound by your ancestors' violent legacy. It is past time you broke free of it.
Tell that to the Scale Scum! We fight to protect what is rightfully ours! If not for their greed, we'd be living in peace!
Buff your tails and scurry off, then! Cowards like you ill-deserve the bounty of this forest.
Even should one of you succeed in vanquishing the other, your triumph will last only until a new invader arrives. Tell me, do you know of the vast continent that lies far to the east, where numerous nations vie for dominance? You do not. And why should you? Affairs beyond the salt we have no intention to cross are of no consequence to us. Not until those affairs come to Tural, like our honored visitor here.
He's from across the ocean.
I've been to the ocean before, and it's nothing but water farther than the eye can see. What sort of vessel could possibly reach its end?
That such technology exists is indisputable, as is foreign powers' awareness of Tural. If any such country were to develop a taste for Turali soil and bring to bear the might of innovations we can only imagine, what do you suppose happens then? You do not know the warlords of the East, but you know that if they came, they would not settle for a single forest. By joining hands, we might create a unified front, an alliance capable of repelling them or any other foe. There is no greater proof of these than my companions and I. Alone we are weak, but together we triumphed over Valigarmanda.
What? You defeated the Sky Ruin? I'd take you for a liar if the sting of our own defeat wasn't still fresh.
Their coordination was indeed impressive. How the Pelu stymied our efforts to cripple the Yokui's legs and defend our ballistas. And when we withdrew to strike again from a distance, the Hanu called the winds to make our arrows miss their marks. In seeking to exploit their weaknesses, we only subjected ourselves to their strengths.
Those strengths are born of cooperation, the guiding principle of the nation we envision.
But our feud has lasted for centuries. How do you expect us to join hands now?
Ha ha! Give us an evening to convince you.
Well, now. That's kind of cool. Oh, God. Wonder what gave me the echo. That's...
And so began that legendary banquet. One would not expect sworn enemies to abruptly drink to each other's health, and, indeed, a tense silence hung over the venue. But then, the Dawn servant called for the exchange of traditional cuisine. So it was that the Mamulja partook of spiced meat, and the Chebral steamed najul. Before long, Delight manifested upon the faces of those present, each side impressed by the other's dish. Seeing this, the Dawn servant laughed and declared once more. Their flavors, he said, would be even better combined, and he proceeded to help them prepare the new creation.
That's Shibruk Pibil, I'd wager.
It is a marriage of Shabral and Mamulja cultures, and proof of their newfound cooperation. The Dawn servant had asked for a single evening, but the feasting is said to have lasted 3 days and 3 nights. So delicious was their repast. In the end, a peace accord was reached, and the Dawn servant's words at that time still illuminate our way forward.
Ignorance begets strife. Understanding begets fellowship.
Sorry. It's just to think that he ended an age-old conflict with food. It's all so absurd. It's somehow so very papa, I couldn't help but laugh.
Ignorance begets strife. Understanding begets fellowship.
Now then, I trust you understand the significance of Shibruk Pibil and the history it has written.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing the story with us. What's wrong?
Not sure. I feel like we're being followed or something.
Someone was there, you say?
Perhaps our competition is cooking up some scheme or another.
Something bitter and half-baked, no doubt.
What could that have been? Curious. Papa really did live up to his words. He traveled the land and learned about other people's myriad cultures. And we're doing the same now. Alright. Okay, I'll have to wait till later. But anyway, we're kind of done with this episode so far. Definitely enjoying what we've seen so far, and it's making me hungry too, even though I just ate. But that's it for now, everyone. We'll see you all in the next episode. This is Ray, signing out. Later, and have a good day.